Good morning from Wyoming on the Snake River. Slept like a log last night here. There's Libby. No sunrise this morning, all overcast as you can see. It had a storm passing through, a lot of thunder, and it rained and it poured, which was nice. It's finally cooling off. Well, we're off to the Tetons, and hopefully we got good views. And hopefully I didn't jinx myself with this overcast weather being cool and not seeing the Tetons today. Well, we'll check it out. But yeah, I wonder where that Mr. Snake went. Anyways, off we go to another adventure. Beautiful Snake River. Highway 191 northbound. I guess we should be in Jackson in about half hour or so. There she is. There's the Grand Tetons. And there's a jet flying over us from the airport. Well, this is my second day here, and this is the first time seeing the Tetons. So I've been in Jackson 2 days now, and maybe it's gonna get a lot of haze, so I don't think I'm gonna see much today. Supposed to be next couple of days supposed to be worse than this, more cloudy, and Sunday and Monday is supposed to be the best days, so we shall see. Guess I'll stay until then, which is in another 3 or 4 days. And there's the airport, Jackson Airport. Commercial flights and private flights. This is not the main drag. This is like where there is some private homes and stuff like that. I think it's Sagebrush Drive, but it dead ends up here, so turn around and come back. But there you go, dead ends. Pretty cool, huh? Well, we'll wait till better conditions, and hopefully we can see a lot more. See you then. How's it going, everybody? Well, you're gonna watch me eat dinner while I tell you a little story. Don't mind the headroom. And yes, I need a haircut. So anyhow, I made some al pastor tonight, and I got some Havarti with dill cheese. It's nice and creamy and delicious. So anyhow, Um, I'm in Jackson, Wyoming. Been here for, today's what, Friday? Been here for 4 days, whatever it is. Anyhow, on my second day here, in the afternoon, mid-afternoon, my dry shaft broke. God bless I was in town. When I arrived the day before, the Tetons has been clouded, overcast, excuse me, and nice and cool weather for a change, 50, 60 degree weather at night, and maybe in the 80s in the day. And so I went up the highway to check out more north of the Tetons, and that's all clouded too. You can never trust the weather guesses too much anymore. So I just got back into town, going into the Albertsons, trying to get into the Albertsons. And when I got off the main drag, my shaft broke. So I had to push it through the intersection and push it down through the freaking bank area. And anyhow, I think that was Wednesday afternoon. What is today? Wednesday, sort of August the 3rd, Wednesday. And by the time you see this video, it's going to be hella later than that. And so a guy in the parking lot was kind enough to tow me up into the parking lot because it was a little rise, and with my van, even though it was a 150, I can't really push it. I pushed it down the road because that was a flat, but just to push it up the driveway into the parking lot was a bear. So he just towed me there a couple feet, and AAA came to get me, and that's a blessing. I'm paying $100 and something, $50, $70 a year for the most expensive AAA, which is the Premier, and I've used it a few times over the years. Try not to make a habit of it, and it's definitely worth it. So anyways, picked up the drive shaft, and it broke down by the rear differential with the U-bolt, the U-joint, and the flange area, that section. So that's where it broke. Shaft didn't get bent, differential didn't get bent according to the mechanic, and had to wait a couple of days for the parts to get in so the mechanic can put it together. And the mechanic that put it together is Adam at Deckers in the south area, south town of Jackson. Very nice people, him and Ron, and it was great that they can accommodate me on such short notice. Anyhow, I told them I live in my van, and they put me in a spot down by a river where I can stay there and out of the way, and didn't bother nobody for a couple of days, waiting on parts, and worked out for the both of us. So yep, I'm back on the road now, and they just finished up a couple hours ago putting my drive shaft back together, and the old flange was all cracked up where it joins the U-bolt. It was just a matter of time, and I'm so glad it happened in town. Can you imagine if I was out in the bush like I usually be with no cell service? Oh my god. Yeah. Anyhow, it's all fixed up. Cheaper than what I thought it would have cost. And so yeah, I'm parked up here now on the side of the road, and outside of town in a pullout. Just enjoying the view. Oh, it's drizzling. Hold on, let me blow up my window. Oh, shoot. Oh. Sorry I had to put my butt in your face, but anyhow, it's raining. But let me show you my my view. So there's the highway, and here's my view. It was all clouded. There's the bike trail, hiking trail, and the Tetons over there. This is a little private grass strip over here. There's some planes parked up. Yep. So yeah, you don't see this angle too often. But so I'm working in town until the weather clears up. According to the weather guessers, according to the weather guessers, it said Sunday and Monday supposed to be blue skies, sunshine all day long, and up in the high 80s. Maybe might reach 90. So if that's the case, take advantage of those days and head up into the Tetons and check it out. Pretty excited, never been there, always seen them from the highway. Not in Wyoming, down in Idaho on 20, I think, the one that goes to Yellowstone. So after the Tetons, I'm going to head up to Yellowstone, hopefully. And there's a section of Yellowstone I haven't been to yet. That's from the Grand Lodge up in the Montana state line. That comes straight down to the north end of the lake. I'm not sure the name of that road. Haven't been on that one yet. And a couple of times I've been there. It's so if that's open, I'll go check it out. And then from there, eastbound into Dakotas, check out all that stuff and see what happens next. No telling where I'll be next. This sheet is great. So, if you're wondering, this is the only light source that I have. It's rechargeable camping light. And I think if you're wondering why it's so dark in here, because I haven't gotten around to put fairy lights up. But before I put the fairy lights up, I wanted to put these, put a wall here, because, you know, to make it more useful in these big windows. Insulate it, wall it up, and make things a little bit more permanent, because everything in here is not really permanent. They're not even glued together. They're just screwed, dry fitted, and chopped in place. So if I go around a corner too heavy, too fast, whatever, what I'm sitting on, the platform doesn't move. What my phone is sitting on, where I cook and stuff like that, that moves probably about an inch. It's not too bad. It's not like it's tipping over, just slides. So it's just sitting there. It's kind of chopped up between my front seat and the platform. So anyways, that's the game plan. I am surely definitely enjoying this nice cool weather compared for the last, I would say, 6 weeks. The last 6 weeks I've been in Idaho, there's been 100-degree weather down there every day. So yeah. Nice weather for a change. Great views. Glad to be up in the mountains again. And oh yeah, before I let you go, remember the breaks? I lost breaks down in the canyons, the Bruno canyons in South Idaho. That was a long time ago. It was probably a couple months ago by now. But anyhow, it was still giving me problems because of my stupidity, actually. Losing the brakes wasn't because, well, that could have been me too, because it broke, and it's probably broke when I was on the rocks. So yeah, my stupidity there as well. So being I was so far out of town, I think 3 or 4 hours out of town, out of Boise, I didn't have any more brake fluid. So what did I do? In the grand scheme of things, I put a little bit of motor oil in the reservoir. My brother chewed me out on that one. He says it's going to cost you $1,000 to fix that thing. Well, he was right. Damn near cost $1,000. So before then, I have just done all 4 brakes, right? Pads and shoes and rotors up front. So after that, I got the brake line fixed. So that was, I don't know, $150 or whatever it was. All right. Now, I was in Boise. I get to Idaho Falls a few weeks later, a month later. Between that and when I got to Idaho Falls, I went back in to the mechanic because my front brakes were squealing. He said, "Oh, you don't have any more brakes." I'm like, "What are you kidding? What do you mean? I just changed them like a month ago." And well, the calipers were dragging. Oh fuck. So we change both front brakes. The rotors were good, and the wheel bearings were still good from a month ago as well. Changed both brakes again, and the freaking calipers again. So that's another 350, 300, 350, and then the brakes were still spongy, because in the rear I have hard lines, in the front I got rubber lines. So that motor oil, what it did, it chewed through the rubber lines, so the lines were just ballooning instead of going pressure. and that's probably why the calipers were dragging, because they weren't getting any fluid. So when I went to the first time in Idaho Falls to get the brakes redone and the calipers replaced, they flushed everything out, sucked everything out of the reservoir, cleaned up the reservoir from the freaking motor oil, and flushed it as good as they could, but it was so spongy, the brakes. So a week later after that, I went back in to get the master cylinder change, and that was another master cylinder change, and all the rubber lines change. So that was another, I don't know, that was a lot of money. And what else they did to it? Something else, I think. Anyways, so the only thing we couldn't do was the ABS, because I think this rig is 27 years old. No one, not even Ford, can work on the ABS system. So I might just delete that in due time. So far, brakes is back to normal as how they should be. So yeah, that whole damn brake system from the canyons to Idaho Falls, that 3 visits, was down there $1,000. Yep. And now the shaft. Anyways, life on the road. I don't know what's worse, making payments every month, which is on a new rig, with a peace of mind that shit's not gonna break because it's new. But one time ago, I bought a new rig, and it was a lemon, and shit went bad from day one till the next 4 or 5 years, and the dealer didn't want to take it back, and I couldn't sell it. So anyhow, so you deal with payments, which is for the peace of mind that, like I was saying, peace of mind that shit won't break, but you have to pay it every month. You know what I mean? And my last car, the Kia, that was $350 a month, whatever it was. And so, or you buy a rig outright, like what I did with this one, no payments, but then you gotta have a few dollars in the bank for the mechanics for when shit goes wrong. So far every month shit's been going wrong on it, but I guess on the bright side, with new parts going into it, it will last a lot longer than before. So I guess it's just a personal choice on that, but see how it goes. And well, I think I'm gonna cut it off and enjoy the rest of my al pastor tacos, and enjoy the lovely view before it gets dark here. What time is it? So it's like almost 9 o'clock mountain time, and it's dark. Well, that's a little bit of me jabbering Hopefully the next time after this, the next scene will be the Tetons, nice and clear. That's exciting. It's right there. It's teasing the piss out of me. I know it. And but we'll see. It's probably a blessing in disguise that the Tetons were cloudy, because I would have been out there and the friggin' drive shaft would have broke with me out there. I know it. So, blessing in disguise. Shitty weather had me in town working, which is not bad. And the shit hit the fan, so now I got it fixed. Now I can go back and play. Work hard, play harder. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, and hopefully the next scene will be me and the Tetons enjoying that awesome view finally. Oh, excuse me. So have a great evening. And I know I don't say this much like other people that after every video, but I don't. If you'll do me a big favor, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and it doesn't cost you anything. 2 seconds and it's done, and it'll mean the world to me. Have a good night. Ciao.